What's up, everybody? Brett Okamoto from ESPN, and I'm looking forward to the conversation I'm about to have with this man. He is the former UFC middleweight champion of the world, Anderson Silva, who we have not heard much from in the year 2020. So we got plenty of questions to ask for him. He's got a fight lined up. But before we get to all that, Anderson, just how have you been in this 2020? It's been a very unique year, I think, for a
Well,
lot.
it's a tough moment for everybody. I'm very happy to stay here to talk to you and talk to my fans. Thank you so much for your time. But yeah, but it's tough time. It's tough time for everybody.
Hmm.
I'm just working my home, training home, and make more time for a family.
Yeah. When you train at home, what kind of do you have like sort of a gym at your house? Like what kind of
Yeah,
training atmosphere do you
yeah,
have
I
there?
have the little space inside my backyard, and you have the little mat, and I train with my son Gabriel, sometimes with Khalil, and yeah, I continue training at home.
Huh. How are your sons coming along? How are their
Like,
skills these days?
crazy kids, but amazing kids too.
Yeah.
Everybody safe, everybody good.
What kind of fighter are they compared to their dad?
I think I'm better dead.
Well, coming into 2020, what kind of I mean, what were you hoping to get out of this year, both in terms of inside the cage, and I know you've done some acting and some different projects. Like, has the situation with COVID, has that impacted? How has that impacted, what you wanted to do athletically, and also just with your other projects?
Well, everything's changed. I think the world's changed, and for fight for training, I continue in a home training home, safe, you know and my job outside in the Spider Kick, my company, and my projects in the movies is stopped a little bit. I continue write something special, and but everything is come is low.
Mhm.
Maybe next year everything's come better and come back to normal, hopefully. I pray
Yeah.
for that.
Oh, I think everybody is. And one more thing before we get to your fights, you said that you're writing something. What is that? You're like writing like a script of some, or what are you?
Yes, I write a script, and I watch a movie a whole night. And I just write and work with Laura Marin is a writer, professional writer, and helped me to put in my ideas in the paper and doing the good scripts.
Huh. That's interesting, man. Well, good luck with that.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty fun. What's harder, mixed martial arts or writing a movie script?
Oh, I think movie scripts is
Yeah,
hard.
yeah. Well, again, man, good luck with that. Look forward to that whenever it comes out. Let's get to your fight now. Dana White making some news. I think a lot of people. Like I said, we just hadn't heard much from you, and then all of a sudden, Dana White says, "Yeah, I'm working on his next fight. It's Uriah Hall," and then it was done. You're fighting Uriah Hall main event on Halloween, which I think is perfect. It seems to fit with your personality. But did you know that the fight was going to be on Halloween? Did you ask for that, or did that just
No, when I take the fight, I never know when is the fight. And when I Dana say in the Halloween, I say, "Whoa, that's great." It's because inside the case is completely Halloween, for both sides.
Uh,
But I'm very excited for this fight.
Huh. Well, we'll get to Uriah Hall in a second, but one thing that Dana White has said about this fight is that it will be the final fight of your career. So I'll ask you that. Is this the last time we'll see you?
Maybe this is my last fight. That's I training hard every day, and I do my best in my training, and then my whole team come to help me, and everybody stay in quarantine for start training, and I'm very excited, because I think this is my last performance inside the cage for my fans, and we'll see.
Hmm. How does it feel saying that this could be it? You've been doing this professionally since 1998. You've been fighting for a long time. For you to say this could be the last one, what does that feel like?
I mean, I'm very happy to continue training, and I do sparring whole Friday with my partners in the Black House and the different gyms. And the guys continue fight. It's a young fighters, it's a young generation for the different events. And I feel good. I feel good. I feel ready for challenge myself, you know. And everybody, when everybody talking about my age, I say, oh, I mean, it's not about age, it's about timing and experience, you know. And yeah, maybe this is my last fight. And for me, it's not too bad, because I do my best inside UFC, inside the cage. And let's go see the future, you know.
Hmm. If this does turn into your last fight, what are you trying to get out of it? I mean, we just talked about movie scripts, and I think a lot of us on the outside, they want to see the perfect ending, you know, but people are kind of like, well, what is the perfect ending to Anderson Silva's career? I mean, what you've meant to the sport, everything that you've done, what do you hope to get out of your last fight if this is your last fight?
My friend, wow. For me, because I write a lot of stories, and the good story is Anderson Silva fight again for the belt and win and done. But
Yeah.
that's is a in script. You know, you can do this in the real life. And I'm excited to continue doing something special. And this fight helped me to create something huge inside my mind, for my fans, for my legacy, you know, especially because I have a story with UFC, you know. I have a great story inside the cage in UFC too. And I'm very excited, I'm very happy to do my best and continue working hard and continue uh try to challenge myself.
Do you feel like it'd be easier to walk away with a win, or do you think it's always hard to not want to come back if you're not successful? Like you always want to leave on a win, right? I mean, it's so will it be tough to walk away if you don't win this fight?
I don't think so. I think it's a fight is fight, you know. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but everything is staying inside your mind. Your mind is good, you're good. Your heart good, you feel good, you're good. You know, it doesn't matter you win or lose.
Mhm. Well, you're fighting Uriah Hall, but before I ask you about Uriah Hall, I want to ask you about Conor McGregor, because earlier this year there were headlines saying, you know, and you were creating them. You were on social media talking about Conor McGregor and cutting down to 170 pounds or whatever you were saying. Give us the real story. I mean, how real was that? What was the possibility of you fighting Conor McGregor?
Well, everything is possible, you know. And I just talking about this fight because when I finished my fight in Australia with Israel, Conor say, "Oh, I accept the fight with Anderson. Maybe this is good fight for me." And say, "Okay, let's go do it." And I continue talking about, but Conor uh, asking about this fight first, and I say, "Okay." And I when I back to home and I when I stay uh, more time with my team and my doctor, and they say, "What do you think? My shape right now for cut the weight, for stay in good shape for super fight with Conor? What do you think?" And I asking to my team, and everybody say, "Yes, this is possible. You can do that." And I start cut my weight, and when I one day when I talked to Ed and George, talked to the corner and your manager, and something happened, and okay, this fight's ready and blah blah blah. But one week or 2 weeks is Conor say I'm no fight anymore and blah blah. I say, "Oh, all right." And Pettis asking to fight with me and call George and Ed and, "Oh, I can't fight with Anderson. I go to grow up to 185. What do you think, guys? Anderson accept this fight with me." And say, "Okay, that's a good fight too.
Yeah.
Anthony is a good guy. He's come to good challenge, just fighting is not to putting nothing in the ground for control. It's just real fight. And I say, wow, that's good challenge for me. And
Yeah.
let's go do it. And this is not happening too. And Dana give me the great fight, because it's two big guys, two uh, good strikers go inside the cage, and I'm very happy because this fight have a story for my fans, have a great background for my fans, for me, for Uriah too.
Mhm.
I'm very exciting.
So the Anthony Pettis fight, if I'm understanding correctly, that you both wanted it, but the UFC preferred Uriah, and that's why it happened.
Yes.
Okay. And then to go back real quickly to Conor, how light were you willing to go to face that guy?
Well, the first for me is a challenge. Cut the weight, stay in a good shape and strong, because is a good challenge for me. I say, oh, I go accept this fight because it's a good challenge for me. You know, Especially right now in my career, I love challenge. I move my life and everything in my side with challenge. I challenge myself every single day, and when I that options come to Conor, say, oh, I go to fight with Anderson, let's go do it. And I say, okay, I go cut my weight, I go stay in the shape, and that's very interesting. Of course, I'm a big guy. Conor is not too big, but and in the moment the situation happened, I say, I go cut my weight and go stay in the same weight Conor has, and let's go do it. The best fight for fans and good challenge for myself.
Did you like that fight because of the like you're talking about the challenges of cutting down and facing a guy like Conor as obviously a very talented striker? Or did you like that fight because it just seems like that would have really captured the world's attention? I mean, that would have been a huge fight. Which part was more attractive to you? How much attention it would have gotten, or just facing Conor
Well,
from
natural this fight happened, take the attention for the whole world. It's just two big guys, it's two big names in this sport, and I'm exciting for this fight in the moment this happened. But now I'm excited too because I go to fight with Uriah Hall. It's an amazing strike, and I think me and Ryan go to doing something very special for fans. A great performance inside UFC.
for sure. Well, last question about Conor. What would have happened if you guys had fought? What do you think would have happened?
Wow, that's very interesting. It's two strikers, and I think for me is I go challenge myself and challenge every single uh, martial arts technique I train in my entire life. Because Conor is a very athletic, is a very technique, and is a good striker. And in my mind, it's just, everybody fight with Conor and don't realize that Conor is the best one in this sport, and try to uh, doing something better in Conor. But this is not happening because Conor is so smart. Conor have the different time for everybody inside the cage. Especially when you fight for strikers. Of course, when you see the fight Conor with Khabib is completely different. Khabib is the beast. You know,
Mhm.
but when you're talking about strikers, this is a good fight for fans.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, another good fight for fans is the one you're getting, and that's Uriah Hall. Did you feel like, because you guys were supposed to fight a few years ago, and it was going to be in Brazil, something you were looking forward to very much, and then you had the gallbladder surgery. Was this a fight that you kind of always still wanted to happen, or were you at peace moving on from this fight, and then it just so happened that it's come back around?
Oh, I'm very happy because this fight have a story. It's couple years this fight come to Brazil in my city Curitiba, and something happened to me. I don't take this fight, but this come right now. And Ryan's amazing strike. is take a lot of good performance inside UFC. And that's the goal right now for doing something for the fans, doing something special for the fans. I think Ryan come to strike and try to knock me out. I doing the same, and I think this is good fight and a very interesting fight for strikers.
Mhm. But when you think about, so you haven't fought for about 15 months now. When you think about what part of competing do you miss the most? Like do you miss walking out and having everybody, zero in on you and you're the main event? Do you like it when Bruce is calling your name, or like when the fight starts? Like what do you miss the most about the night of the
Well,
fight?
I miss more the energy to come training. When I stay in the camp training, is a very interesting for me. This helped me to learn more the different disciplines about
Mm,
martial arts. And when I start my camp training, is very for me is very interesting, and I'm very happy because why? I just try to challenge myself and create something different, you know. And my coach pushed me hard every single moment, and that's helped me to doing something different. And because I train the different martial arts, I train Wing Chun, I train Muay Thai, I train boxing, I train wrestling, Jiu-Jitsu, Filipino boxing. And when I start the camp training, imagine you training the different disciplines and put in your game. That's is a good challenge for me. That's a good exciting, and that's make me more happy because I take the camp training, absolve the whole parts and the whole technique, the whole discipline, and put in my game and say, "Whoa, that's great." And that's
yeah.
I love martial arts.
And then that's super interesting, because younger fighters will say the training camp sucks. And then the fight is the reward. You got to get through camp and then you get the reward. Where you're saying as a veteran, it's the training camp that's the reward, because like the fight narrows in your focus and helps you.
Yeah, imagine one thing. So the camp training is 3, sometimes 4, sometimes 2 months. The fight sometimes is 3 rounds, 5 minutes. Sometimes it's 5 rounds, 5 minutes. It's done.
Mhm.
It's done. Everything's done. In the camp training, you absolve the different disciplines. This is about me. I absolve the different disciplines. I have time for take the advantage every single discipline and put in my game
Mhm.
for doing the special show for my fans. That's I'm exciting, and this has helped me to go inside the cage and do my best. And of course, it's exciting. You go inside the cage and fight, but it's too fast. It's too
Mhm.
fast. You train 4 months, you train 2 or 3 months, and go inside the cage. Everything's come fast.
Yeah.
That's I enjoy my camp training and enjoy the whole moment.
Hmm. Well, we know it's happening on October 31st. Do we know where it's taking place?
Wow, that's very very interesting because imagine in this moment crazy something in the world. I mean,
Do you have would you have a preference? I mean, it seems to come down to two options, right? Fight Island in Abu Dhabi, which you fought there before actually, and Vegas.
yeah.
If it's between those two, do you have a preference?
Wow, both is good. Of course, Vegas is better because I'm living in California. It's close to go to Vegas, but I have a lot of fans in Dubai. I have fans in here. I mean, I have fans in the whole world. But let's go see. I'm excited to take this fight and do my best and stay happy in doing something special for my fans too, because it's not about um, money, it's not about become famous, it's about how much you love your job. how much you have a passion inside your heart, and how much you prepare for working hard for doing something special for the fans. That's is my mind. That's my I challenge myself every single day.
Yeah, and I hear you you talking a lot about the fans, and the fans won't be allowed to be there in person for this one.
Yeah.
I know there's no getting around that, but how do you feel that? And especially because, like you're saying, this could be your last fight. How do you feel about potentially doing it without a crowd there?
Oh, it, I feel sad because this is a crazy moment for everybody. But in in this case, uh, the people need to understand, and the fighters too. It's a great responsibility. You stay safe and protect your team and protect yourself. And when you go inside a cage, do your best you can, because the fans like to watching inside the station and doing the different energy. Now everything's changed. But when fighters realize the responsibility about the fans, this is not too much change, because the more important right now is the fighters realize the fans stay ready for watching the fight. Doesn't matter if stay inside the stadium or not, but everybody like MMA, go watching the good fight.
Mm-hmm. How about your family? I know that I've seen your family on fight night. They're a big part of your fight night. They become a part of your fight night. So, will they get to still experience this in the way that they normally have?
Everybody in my home watching my fights, and when I talked about fight in the home, is very interesting because Gabriel, my son, is start fight right now in a fight kickboxing, and I just talked to everybody inside the home. Oh, what do you think? This fight is not public right now, and it's just the fighters and the crew for make the fight ready. What do you think, guys? And everybody, you know what? That I think is better because is everybody's not come the same nervous. But let's go see when you go fight in this moment for see everybody's nervous in the home or not. But I don't think so. And that's good because I talk to my family a lot about my dreams and the dreams to my kids too, you know. And you love your job, just do your best. Prepare yourself, try to student every single day for make your job better and better, you know.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people, of course, are always excited when they hear that Anderson Silva is going to fight. But you have reached that point in your career where some people say, "Why is this guy? Why is this guy going to fight again?" They watched you fight Jared Cannonier, and you limped out with a knee injury. I mean, can you talk about what it was like to be in the octagon against Jared and have him, get you to a point where you couldn't continue because of the knee, and then to anybody out there who's saying this guy was a legend, why does he continue to do it? Like, what do you say to those people who think that it's
Well,
time, Anderson? It's just time to stop.
yeah. So it's time to stop. Everybody talking about that, but it's not timing to stop. I know my time for stop, because I training for a long time. I fight for a long time, and I have a lot of injury in my body. Arm, legs, in my whole body. And this fight, when I fight in Brazil for Cannonier, is tough for me because I training with injury in my knee, and everybody say, "Why you go do that? Why you take this fight? Your knee is not ready for that." I walk in I remember the day the fight. I walk into my home to the stage, and when I go down the stairs, my knee come out, and I say, "Oh my God!" And my coach stay with me, and everybody say, "What the hell? And I say, it's fine. Just put on my knee and back, and let's go do it. And that's the spirit I have inside my heart. I'm a warrior. I'm real fighter. And that's I take the fight 2 days with Daniel Cormier. That's I take the fight in Brazil in 1 week with my opponent. That's I take the challenge for myself, and of course for help UFC too. And I'm part of the team. That's I sometimes I do something crazy. Everybody talk to me. So when I take the fight with Conor, when I take the fight with what's the name of the guy? Cannonier. Yes, Cannonier. Is everybody say, Anderson, your knee is not good. Why you go do that? Say, yeah, because I have a responsibility. UFC is I'm part the UFC family. I have a responsibility too. It's not, imagine Dana promote, everybody promote the fight, and I'm not go fighting right now. No, I go. I don't care. That's the same when I fight for many years ago. I have 2 series in my knee, and I take the fight for the belt, but the guys don't take the weights, don't cut the weights, and the fight not going to the for the belt. But I take the fight, and my doctor say, don't do that. Why you go do that? Why you putting your life in risk? Why you putting your body in risk? And say, because first of all, it's not about risk. It's about, of course, you have a risk, but it's about how much you love your job, how much you challenge yourself, And that's I take this crazy fights, and now I'm very good. My body is completely good. I continue doing physiotherapy for my knee, for my arm, for my elbow. And I think this fight right now is very important for me, is very important to doing something for UFC fans and for my fans too,
Just a few more questions for you. And thank you so much for the time. This is something that I wonder sometimes as I'm going through my Instagram. And, August has been a good month in your career where you beat Shale for that first time in a very big fight, obviously. There was the Forrest Griffin anniversary not too long ago as well. And when those moments come up on your timeline and you see them, like when you see people talking about like, oh, it's been, whatever it is, 9 years since he was, doing the Matrix against Forrest Griffin, like, do you take time to watch those? Like, do you like watching that? Like, what's it like for you to see those types of anniversaries come up?
Oh, sometimes my kids watching, especially Gabriel, because Gabriel studied a lot. I talk to Gabriel, you need to study the whole fight, because when I remember when I start in UFC, I just watching the fight for my weight class for this different class weight, and I just look into every single fighters, because I say, this is my next opponent, and I need you training hard for fight for every single guy in this weight class. And that's I doing right now. I just watching fights and just looking and studying a lot. And when I see the fight with Chael, with the guys I fight, I just, wow, that's amazing moment in my life, is the magic moment. And that's the magic moment I create inside the cage for UFC. And this stay for everybody see and for rest my life,
Mm-hmm. So do you ever pull those up like just on your own, or you just have to see them as they just kind of find you randomly?
Yeah,
It's not like you're watching your highlights from the sofa every night.
No,
Like
no, definitely not.
Just a couple more things to ask you about. Jon Jones just gave up the title, and he just vacated the light heavyweight belt after holding it for years. And it got me thinking about George St. Pierre. He vacated the welterweight championship. Demetrius Johnson, he lost it to Henry Cejudo, and then he actually left the UFC. And I remember, when you lost your title, I just feel like you guys who have been able to hold the title for a really long time, there's almost like this feeling of relief when you drop it. Like John seems very happy losing the belt. Like Demetrius Johnson seemed fine. I'm good. I want to go fight in Asia. Like, is that how you felt after like, what did it feel for that run where everybody was like, oh,
Well,
magic moment, magic moment? What did it feel like when it was
I
over?
remember this time when I lost the belt. I feel something sad, but I feel something not heavy. I'm just wow, something come out of my back. And just right now I'm uh, okay. I'm loose, but I'm okay right now. I'm okay, and now I have a time to stay with my family because I'm compromised my time to make everything special inside UFC, And I remember I stay very far to my family just for make every single fight inside UFC special. And I lose time with my family. I lose time with my kids, and my kids stay in Curitiba. I'm in Rio and training a lot. That's I make the great successful, but cost a lot for me because I spend my whole time. The time is special for my kids. I spend in training, and I spend and do my best inside UFC for make something special for this sport. But right now, I just realize everything I do for this sport, I do because I love, because I have a passion inside my heart. And doesn't matter happen, I just continue to do my best.
Do you feel like you've been happier as a non-champion than a champion?
Well, of course, when you're training, everybody training for a win and come take the belt and oh, now I'm champion. But the people don't realize this is the real responsibility. You need to stay ready here in your mind because it's not easy. It's not for everybody.
Yep. Yep. Last question on this topic. Do you think that there is any small part in your brain that night when you fought Chris Weidman that wanted to lose?
Um, it's interesting because the moment I fight with Chris Weidman, my mind is very confused. Every single problem is coming inside my mind, and I remember I talked to my old master and say, "Why this happened to me right now? I don't know. I never put in my mind something strange." And my master say, "Listen, you human being. You stay in this sport for a long time. I train you not for fight. I train you for become better man, and you using everything for fight. And this is come to the successful. Every single problem you have right now is because come with you're successful. You're the best fight in the world right now. Everybody like to fight with you. You have a big target in your back, and you want to stand that. In the moment I lost the belt, I want to stand everything my master say, and I say, you know what? Now I need to take care of myself and continue love my sport, but don't do nothing for people, only for me and for them stay happy.
That's fascinating, man. Thank you so much for sharing that. The only thing I got left for you is obviously we're looking forward to the fight in late October. If it is your final fight, do you think you'll be one of those guys who says it? Will will we know that night? Like, will you take off the gloves and the whole thing? Like, will you tell us that it's over? Or do you think we'll just like kind of have to wonder all the time?
Wow, maybe this is last fight. Maybe. Let's go see, you know. Maybe it's the last or not, you know.
Yeah.
Let's go see.
Yep. All right, we'll find out on Halloween, October 31st, 2020, man. Really great talking to you, Anderson. Thank you so much for the time.
So much for your
We'll
time.
see you on Fight Island or Las Vegas soon, huh?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Hopefully he's in Vegas, but he's not in Vegas. See you in the island.
Sounds good, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.